All right. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about law of attraction. When I first started posting on Instagram and YouTube, I wanted to help inspire and motivate people to utilize the law of attraction. Okay, the law of attraction isn't anything new. It's just shown in a different way, a different format. And it's not a great big secret. It has been working all this time. It's just been working whether we believe it or not, whether we're conscious of it or not. It is always in place. It is part of the laws of the universe that we can tap into. There are tools, right? And there are a lot of inspirational speakers and motivational teachers and teachers of the law of attraction and other laws. It's just massive because there is a paradigm shift that's moving, and it's including the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is our tools that God has given us to create in this duality. And the prime number one thing that you need to know is that you're an active participant in it. It can't happen without you, without your feelings, without your desires, without your wants, without your needs, without your choices, and without your action. It cannot work to the best of its ability without you, the conscious you. It can always create unconsciously, but it's going to give you exactly what you think of. If you think something negative and you think it long enough, the universe is going to just do just like the genie, your wish is my command. It's not making a decision for you. You're making the decision for yourself and then having a feeling about that. And then the universe is just saying, all right. You're the most important part in this whole creative experience. You bring you to the table. How do you feel about you? Because how you feel about you is what the universe is going to give you. It's what God's design is going to be for you. You can say, God, your will is my will, but God's will for us is our will for us. It's like we do have to think about what we want. We do have to ponder it. We do have to ask the questions, is this for the greater good of myself and others? Before we land into that thought and bring it to fruition via the law of attraction. The law of attraction is always vibrating, always vibrating. So the first and foremost thing you have to ask yourself is ask yourself questions about you. Bring you to the table. What do you really want? And then ask yourself again, what do you really want? Are you asking what you really want, or is someone putting a thought into you about you, and then that's what you're asking for? You see what I mean? And it's a never-ending process because we're constantly living life. Now, we've lived it from the unconsciousness, and sometimes we can be conscious in unconsciousness because we're awakening, right? And some people, they're awakening, but they don't like what they're awakening to, so they just kind of push it to the side, right? But that's all right, because the universe is still going to give you what you want, even if it's not for your greater good. It's not going to stop listening to you. God is going to keep working with you because that's our free will. God is having a journey with us. That's our soul, right? So we get to have all these great thoughts and we get to have all these great feelings, and whether they feel good to us or not, we're having these creative thoughts each and every second of the day. It's said that we have over 50 million thoughts a day. Imagine if they all just manifested. But that's not the way they work, right? Thank God, right? But the ones that you think about most, the ones that you ponder upon most, that's what the universe is tapped into. Because the universe is a vibrating entity. And it's vibrating into you, who is vibrating what you're thinking. And if you're thinking about lack, or about depression, or about anxiety, or about things going wrong or not going right, or about the world's against you, or life's against you, or life's beating you up, then that's what's going to be reflective in your manifestation. If you're thinking about love and joy and inspired thought and inspired action and progress of self and soul and life and vigor and vitality and health, healthy awareness of self, then that's what the universe is going to give you. That's what's going to be reflected. If you're thinking that on the inside, you're definitely going to see it outside. It's going to be in your every part of your vision, peripheral, front, back, everywhere. Because that's what the universe is here to give you. And the law of attraction doesn't work alone. It has other laws that work with it in tandem. The law of love, the law of cause and effect, which is ultimately karma. It's your mirror of self, so that you can look at yourself and see what you do, what you say, how you do what you say, and what your actions are. What you do with what is manifested, that's you. If you're falling in love with self, that's what's going to be revealed in your real, in your picture, in your past. You're going to have those feelings of love and joy and peace and harmony, satisfaction. You're going to have those feelings of abundance and prosperity. That's what's going to be in your view, in your real. But if you're mean and malicious and bullying, then that's what's going to reflect on you. It's called karma. Cause and effect. What you put out, you get back, regardless. Cause and effect is not biased. It works right along with manifestation. Manifestation isn't biased. It has no gray area. It has no gray lines. It doesn't think for you. It doesn't feel for you. It mimics you and manifests for you. So you bring you to the table. It's God saying, think of you. Think of you and self. Love self, because we've been told as humanity that we can't love each other because we're thinking too much about ourselves. Oh, we're selfish. Oh, we're conceited. But it's not selfish and it's not conceited to love you first, because then you get to show the universe and others how to love you and what you want from that love. Right? You get to dive deep, especially with soul. See, we're taught that we are body and mind, and that's it. And then we have to control that mind because the mind just runs away. But we're body, we're mind. Our mind is in every cell of our body, and our brain is the processor for it. Right? But when soul, the soul that's calling you forward, lines up with you, or you line up with soul, then it blows your mind. It starts to put mind in check. You get to ask mind, well, this thought that you're giving me, is it for my greatest good? And then your soul chimes in and says, all right, go in this direction. You know it's not for your greatest good. And it puts your mind in check. It's a balance. It's a triune balance. And that's how the law of attraction taps into you. Body, mind, and soul. You are a magnificent creator, brought into this leading edge of creation on this wonderful planet called Earth. Who lives on a living planet? We do. And the planet is listening to us. So if you want to manifest for the planet, then you have to have these great thoughts for the planet. And if you have these great thoughts for the planet, it first started because you had great thoughts for you. What you like, what you want, what you desire, what makes you happy. If you're having a negative feeling, what is the opposite of that? And can I have that? Yes, you fucking can. You were put on this beautiful planet to live life, not watch it happen to you. Life does not randomly happen. We create it, and the universe fulfills it for us. Right? I'm watching my time. And I'm finding that that's working for me. It's I started with it, and then I realized that I had to interject myself into the law of attraction. I had to be the active participant. But if I didn't know who I was or what I wanted, if I didn't actually go back and say, where did those thoughts come from that I always thought that I had to be broke, or that I always had to work and live on a budget, that I always had to rob Peter to pay Paul? Where did those thoughts come from? And if I couldn't figure out where they came from because it was so long ago, I fucking changed them. And I'm continuously changing them. Because we are human, having a spiritual experience, and sometimes in our humanness, we fall back. And we have those negative thoughts. But it's okay, because your soul doesn't judge you. Your soul just says, okay, forget that. Let's go. Let's move. Right? Because we're living this duality, and the universe, all it wants to do is hear from you. What do you have to say about you and what you want, need, desire? What do you want with the action that you're going to take? So the universe says, oh, your wish is my command. It is believed, well, I know that I know, but it is believed that human beings make their thought processes from one or two aspects: the law of love or fear. My question to myself is, I want to do it from the law of love. How do I tell fear, get the hell out my way? Well, I found out that I just keep telling the law of love, stay. Show me through the law of love how to create. And then fear has to go. So I'm a work in progress because I got a lot to work on. But it's going to be all through love. And the law of all the laws, I'm not going to just say one, but all the laws are listening to you. All the laws have their vibrational ears on and say, what do you want? So step into the authentic you that you are. Allow your soul to speak to you. Allow the law of all the laws of the universe to work for you. Law of attraction wasn't the first law. It was a law, but law of love was believed to be the first law. That was law of creation. So create you. Create you first, because you have to bring you into the mix. Be you, authentically you.